Okay, let's try and boot this up again. I don't know what happened. The screen froze right when I was. I don't know. How much money do you reckon these make in the world? Like, this is just. Hey, I'm just doing science here, and I can't help it. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know whether it's the chemicals in my mouth or the. I've always had the feminine thing. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Make your own decisions. And as I said, don't have any of them. That's the thing to do. Okay. That was kind of easy. That's the easy one this morning. And literally, so as like this has run out now. And I'm really thankful because I'm just like, oh, it was giving me like sinus things. My nose was going funny. My body was stiff. I was stressed out. I was looking like a man. Fuck that. Fuck that for a joke. Looking like a man. That can go and suck a dick. Get it? Yeah. So thank God they're gone. Also, I'll note that I have consumed an edible form of marijuana this morning, and so there's a chance this might get wacky halfway through. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, the next step is a bit crazier as well. So the majority of this pandemic period of the last 5 years, I would have called myself skeptical of the trans movement, of the trans ideology, of the entire LGBTQ. Not homophobic. I've never been homophobic. I used to go out and go to connections to because because the people were just kind of nicer, and it was a more chill environment, and I would go there for the conversation. And women, I would pick women up there, actual human females with vaginas. I'm hoping. No, I am hoping. I'm hoping that they were real vaginas. They felt like a real vagina. So either way. So yeah, that changed about a year ago, just over a year ago, when I stopped vaping because I couldn't afford it. And I was very grumpy. You can go and watch the videos where I'm really grumpy that they've banned vapes, because I was like, this is stupid, you fuck it. Like, that's now in hindsight concerning. That's why I called it a drug trial. I called it an illegal drug trial, but I don't know. The government's not very good at stopping anything getting into this country. So yeah, they're doing their best. They're doing their best go. Now, this manifestation radically has changed my point of view, understandably. I wouldn't consider myself an advocate. I'm considering myself probably part of some type of fucking trial. And I think there's multi-dimensions. So I'm going to try and map this out as best I can. So we saw yesterday some neo-Nazis. I'm actually thinking that the weed might just have started to kick in. Parading around in black, kind of claiming to be neo-Nazis and I don't know, trying to stop mass immigration. It's very confusing. But this might get challenging. I can feel this already, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to finish this, but I'll try my hardest. So everyone knows what Nazis are. We're everyone calling Nazis, 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 Nazis. Like 90% of the German people would have had people that could have been referred to Germany as German Nazis. See, I'm already stuttering. So there were atrocities. There was a horrific mentality during the Holocaust. But then there was kind of like a second Holocaust onto the German people. And this has some really weird, I think this has some really weird effects. Now, there wasn't, basically the thing was like, well, you tried to mass kill people. And I think it's kind of like, so and this is like the unspoken bit. It's like, so now we're going to torture you, I think. And so the fucking, and I'm going, this is what it is. I played no part in this. I'm trying to map out some landscape. And it means sometimes having to like sit in different chairs and then view the world through the eyes of people in those chairs. That's what I do. So sometimes there's like, I receive their guilt if that's when I'm doing that. If I sit in the chair of these, and it changes around, and it's quite uncomfortable because none of it's actually kind of mine. And I think we're all in a somewhat level of this. And so the German people were tortured, but not by killing them. And because it was all about morality. It's like, look how hideous and terrible you are. Plus you tried to take us over. You killed all these people. You've done all this thing. You're all high on meth. You fucking rah, 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 rah. You followed some crazy lunatic thing. Now suffer. Now, I think the way, because a lot of people don't know that the Nazi movement was actually like, there was a big percentage of it that was kicked off because of kind of, at the time, what was described as lewd sexual behavior that was going on in Berlin, because Germany was already in this kind of financially like stressed point, which then all of this manifested as what we now know as Nazi Germany. Now, these were like very similar to now. These kind of puritanical people seeing, and some of the things they were seeing in Berlin was people like prostitution and men dressing up as women and like flagrant sexual things, all these things, okay? Now, so you've got to remember, so the Nazis were like the families, the parents, the Christians, it was anyone who wasn't doing that. And it was a tool. So it was like a tool to get momentum. But that's in kind of equal demographic of humans. And then it was just a section of the community. But this was used as a tool to describe like an impending threat into this other group, which later became Nazi Germany. So my thought is that in retaliation to this, these Nazis, after the war, and especially like soldiers, you got to imagine these were horrific. We have this in actually both sides because we fought a war. So we had people that were activated into very atrocious behavior, and it was just a nightmare, like an absolute nightmare. I can't quite I don't want to reach into the passion that would be required to actually describe that right now. But it's horrific. You just can't do it. I'd need to like yell into it. Like that's why film's kind of usually the best to kind of go to find the passion that was involved. Eat like the aggressive passion, which is a scary thing. So there's a few other things we know. So we know personally about Alan Turing, who was, or if you don't, this is where you pause and you go look up who's Alan Turing. What is the Turing test? After his work in World War II to kind of break the cipher code from the Nazis, from Germany, in a weird twist, like he ended up being processed by police because he was engaging in lewd behavior with a man, and was then like chemically castrated, and he actually ended up killing himself because being gay was illegal. So this was the British treatment at the time for homosexuality. So we know that, and we can assume that if that was the localized British treatment for homosexuality during that time within their own citizens, because we were under control of Germany, there's a really good possibility. And because this was non-military, this was police and government processing a military veteran. And kind of because of his secrecy during the military, this all just happened. And he was, I don't know, let's get more into the details and figure it out. So there's an assumption that we would have been doing that. And I say we in the form of the British. I'm like, okay, but this isn't me. It's like the British people, and in an extent, the overall Commonwealth of people at that time. And because I'd say I had my father and my, like, from this, I'm like, yeah, more than likely. That's why they do all this pride stuff, because it was really bad not that long ago. But my guess is that this was used, this technique. See, in the case of Alan Turing, his identity was a complete fucking abstraction, because he was in the broke these codes. He was a super genius, probably massively what we now call autistic, and then was completely mistreated by the very people that he'd saved. So yeah, if that's not a recipe for suicide, I don't know what is. But the important message is, so it's not so much, and this is where it gets weird, because then I stop there and I'm like, oh, chemical castration is bad. This is this thing. Like, I hadn't seen the full picture. The full picture is fucking weird. I should stop saying that. It's just big. It's a big picture. We've got a big world. We've got lots of like little fucking zones and things like that. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But have I not been using hand gestures, I reckon? Yeah, because I'm sitting close to the thing. This is like close. Right. That's the funny thing as well. So I was presenting before. Now I do that less. Interesting. Sorry, that's a little note for myself. Which most of these are. If you've ever watched one, you're like, oh, what's he doing, that weirdo? He's taking notes during a walk. That's what that weirdo's doing. And they're open notes. You can read them. You can be like, oh, right. Should we contribute to fixing this? Yeah, it'd be nice if he's contributed. It'd be handy for a change. Yeah, I just watched a thing that said, it was talking about Brussels and it was talking about anti-trans. So we've got to stop. We shouldn't say activists. Anti-trans, the voices of the anti-trans, the voices of a few anti-trans people with anti-trans concerns. There. That's better. See, above and beyond is where you want to be. Then you get somewhere. Otherwise, it's just what tennis. And tennis is good, but if you want to play tennis, just play tennis. Yeah? That's the actual answer to all this. If you want to play tennis, play tennis. Don't play tennis like with probably one of the most complicated human fucking situations. And if just keep your eyes and just go back to fucking playing tennis. So that's one. Yeah, these people, I'm guessing in Germany, the Nazis and the children of the Nazis, they were given these chemicals, which is like, you don't know what those chemicals were going to do. You bloody British. How dare you try something weird after the fucking people that you just think tried the weirdest thing ever. So, yeah, you got it. These were methed up fucking super killers with fucking like robotic fucking death dragon weapons to like running on the fucking like incantations of a fucking like drug-addled fucking lunatic fucking mass murderer. So the trial then began. These are prisoners. The Germans were prisoners of war that they lost. And this is like why so they took prisoners of war. They treated them like decentish. Yeah, decentish. But quite like a jail now. Very similar. Which is like, I'll say it's like decentish. It's like, alrighty, fucking Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, this is where we are. I just get revealed to where I'm like, oh yeah, this is where the story is. So it was the same, and these were in prison, and they used feminizing things on them, almost certain. And it's like that's why Germany, why the EU is so different. It's because it's become like its own trajectory. And this has happened all the time. Like this is the story of all our nationalities. So this is just a weird overlay on top of it. So they like led this thing of being feminine. And that's like in the minds, it's like did this weird tennis match where it kind of became, it's like more noble in reality to feminize in under stress. And there is an adaptation curve now at a certain age, because it's like, so we have this like age of like that we've been keeping it normal with the not feminizing, just mainly to like, because there was just concerns. We were like, fuck, is this going to like, is the global economy going to crash? Is it fucking, no one's going to be able to build a fucking fence? I think there was just honestly all these like massive concerns, which are like, I don't know. I think there was some value to me being masculine. And so my guess is that a compromise has been made. So there's a compromise of like, how long are we going to keep these fucking dudes fucking this so we can get stuff off them? Get them to do stuff. And I don't know, that's like a certain amount of time. And then there's like this, I don't know, this kind of fucking second tier, like feminized masculine presentation of like potential things for the world. like trajectories for the world. So they're like, oh, make them all. And then you can just imagine they're like, alrighty, some of them are like, make them all girls straight away. Make them all fucking girls at this age. Make them all. And that, even think about that. That conversation is going on. But not by like a couple of people. It's like by an entire fucking like moving interactive conversation that's being impeded. That conversation needs to be had everywhere, because it's like it's now fully the responsibility of basically these two quite large global things. It's like the Euro and the fucking the United Kingdom or the Commonwealth. It's like, come the fuck on. And then it just gets weird, because then there's just like, I don't know. I don't know the solutions. There's like, I don't know. I'm actually stuck. My guess is that it's like a directed. Yeah, and that's, I think, what I'm doing by trying to find, or like, I think it's actually like refined. It's like refined the harmonic point of this. Again, and then I just had a memory of it. I was like, oh, that's a memory of this like harmonic balance that I reached. Yeah, there it is. I think this is what I would do. I would like spend lots of time doing this to figure out the things. Jesus, alrighty. Oh, of course. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because I was really stoned the whole time. Yeah, this is like a whole group thing that's like happening. It's like, oh shit, our grandparents started fucking with like the kids' hormones and things like that, because they were like trying to like attack each other for this period. But then there's these like findings. So you have to acknowledge the people. They're like part of this thing. It's not like, basically they're like, what's causing it? It's like, what's causing it? Oh, the whole experiment that was being done constantly, the attack, the war, the fucking like, they're like, yeah, well, let's just adjust their fucking levels. They were fucking engineering psychiatrists, and that's fucking terrifying. Terrifying. But we're finding stability within it. So that's really good. I'm going to walk around for a second, which I haven't done either. Fuck. Now very concerned with makeup on. That's fine. I might sit down here. That's right, that's what I do. Alrighty. I will check back later.